Okay.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Anne-Marie Williams, and I'm a Program Policy Officer here at Indigenous Services Canada. And I just want to acknowledge that I'm coming to you from the traditional unceded territory of the Algonquin and Ashabic people. So thank you for joining us today. So we're going to be talking about the Indigenous Business Directory and how to register in the directory. I'm going to do a walkthrough step-by-step to help you facilitate the process. So just a little bit about the IBD, as we call it. So the IBD, it assists and supports Indigenous businesses in the pursuit of business opportunities, including federal procurement. This directory is available to all levels of government and the private sector also. It is the primary source for the Government of Canada to determine whether there's Indigenous business capacity to fulfill federal contracts. So once you have a profile in the directory, it also confirms the eligibility of the businesses for contracts that are limited to competition amongst Indigenous businesses under the procurement strategy for Indigenous business. It is also a tool that can be used to search for opportunities for partnerships, joint ventures, subcontracting opportunities, and receive information about upcoming networking opportunities and other related federal Indigenous news. So, in order to be registered in the IBD, an Indigenous business, as far as the IBD is concerned, has to be 51% owned and controlled by an Indigenous person. It could be a band as defined by the Indian Act. So proprietorship could be a limited company, cooperative, a partnership, or non-for-profit. And there's also joint ventures consisting of 2 or more Indigenous businesses and doing business with a non-Indigenous business. Typically, for proof of eligibility, we ask for Indian registration in Canada if you have one, but there's also a bunch of other proof that we ask for. So the citizenship to the Manitoba Métis Federation, or enrollment or entitlement to be enrolled in a comprehensive land claim agreement. And in order to prove the business ownership, we'll ask you for documents. If your business incorporated, we'd ask to see the incorporation documents, the shareholder registry, partnership agreement if it's a partnership. We can ask for banking arrangement, governance documents, or minutes of meetings. So there's not just one thing that we ask for. There's a bunch of things that we can ask for to look at indigeneity and who owns and control the business. So for today, I'm gonna walk you through, as I mentioned, and we're gonna do a fictitious company that I made up, and so you can see step by step of what is necessary. So there's two profiles that you can do when you want to register your business. There's a basic profile, which takes about 5 to 10 minutes, and then we have an advanced profile, which takes about 30 minutes. So depending on where you are, if you have your documentation with you, you can choose to do the basic profile and then add to it later on as things changes. So for now, I'm going to so this is where you start. So you go to Google, and you can just Google register for the Indigenous Business Directory, and this page pops up. And right here, you have your registration information. So we'll start with an email address. Stop me anytime if you have questions. I don't mind.
I'll put the link in the chat for anyone who needs it.
Awesome. Sure. Excuse me. So this is the first step. It asks right away for email address and a phone number. Once you press continue, it will generate a reference code. And that reference code it'll get emailed to you, but it's good to also write it down on a piece of paper, because if you don't finish your registration in one shot, you will need that reference code in order to go back to continue before submitting it. Once you submit it, then you would have to send us an email, and we will open up the process again sending you a link so you can go in and do some changes. So my company name that I made up is Orta Consulting. And it's asking for an operating name. Sometimes the legal name and the operating names are not the same. In this case, for simplicity, I'm going to make it the same. And postal code. And then the company email once again. And then you have to acknowledge and continue. So whatever is in wherever you see the red asterisks, those are mandatory fields that you won't let you go forward if those fields are not populated. So this is the reference code that I mentioned before. So you take note of the reference code, or make sure that you see it in your email and it didn't go to junk or anything like that, because it's important if you want to go back into your profile. So the next stage, we have basic profile or advanced profile. So the basic profile is mandatory. It's already ticked off. So we're going to go with that today. And we're just going to continue. So it did bring forth the information that we put in, some of the company name and the legal name and the operating name. And now it's asking for an address. You can have it in French and in English, or just one. So there's no asterisks here, so we don't have to complete that part of it. No, I'm gonna go Ottawa. And the location address, sometimes you have an office and then you have another facility where your business is operating out. I'm just going to say it's the same. If it's not the same, you have the opportunity to put a different address here where you want the mailings to go. So the next question is choose all that apply. Is your business off reserve, on reserve, or within a modern treaty area? I'm going to say it's on reserve, so we can make it a little bit more interesting. And then contact information, the country code is 1, or you can leave it blank because there's no asterisk. The telephone number. I don't know my phone number offhand, my work number, sorry. I have to always look it up. I don't remember. I don't remember phone numbers anymore. It's really weird. So it brings forth a couple of information. You can put in your company website if you have one, in English and in French. And the primary business activity, what is your business about? These are the choices. I'm going to put services because I did choose a consultant, and that's a service. Obviously, you can choose retail, manufacturer, or any of the others there. Export readiness. Do you export to other country? If yes, you just click on the square, but we're not exporting at this time. Would your business like to be considered for opportunity near the city in which your business is located, throughout the province, territory in which your business is located, or anywhere in Canada? In this case, I'm going to put anywhere in Canada because it's the consultant services, and we do have very good internet access, so we can consult for anywhere in Canada. Would your business like to be considered for joint ventures or business partnership opportunities? So this is where we ask, you can take both of them, or none, or one. A lot of times, like bigger companies or maybe smaller or non-Indigenous companies will check out our directory and look for Indigenous businesses that are willing to partner up with them or do joint ventures opportunities. And this is where you would indicate that you're interested in that. It's not mandatory, so you don't have to do it if you're not interested. So the
Marie, sorry,
yeah.
Can I ask a quick question? If you go in and say, like with the boxes above where you say like near the city or anywhere in Canada, once you're on the directory, can you update that, like log back in and change that? Cause I've had a few businesses saying they're getting like email opportunities from like across Canada and it's not relevant to their business.
Yes, you can go in and change it, but this is not what triggers that. There's going to be a question where if you want to receive emails or not, and you tick in or out. We try to limit it to the area which you live, but sometimes we do send mass email to everybody on the that's registered in the IBD, but we can narrow it down. We've gotten that feedback before, so we're now trying to narrow it down as much as possible to the province.
Okay, awesome, thank you.
You're welcome. So what value of contracts are you interested? Is your company able to bid on contracts that are 25,000 and above or below 25,000? That's, depends on the size of your business. So I'm going to put 25,000 and over. So it's 25,000, 40,000 for services and 25,000 for, sorry, 40,000 for services and construction and 25,000 for anything else under. You can also, if you're a small company, you can choose below, or you can put in any value. You're interested in any value contract. If your business can handle that. Now, this is where it becomes interesting. As you can see, there's a red asterisk, so this is mandatory fill. The description of your business. When we do searches for capacity, we often use keywords. So I would encourage you to be as specific as possible and be as tight, as succinct as possible in your description of your business. Like, don't make it too long, because when we're doing searches, we really don't have time to read every single line. So make it tight and make it very exact to what your business is all about. So I'm going to keep it short, and I cannot spell consultation. Yeah, but take a minute to, like, even before you log on to the system, if you don't want to do it while you're filling out your application, write down what your business is all about, and you have the option of doing English and French, or just English or just French. So that's up to you. Other company names, if you have different names of your company, parent company, alternate companies, you can put it here, or because there's no asterisk, once again, you can just leave that blank and continue. So now we're asking for information about the primary contact of your business. I'm going to say, I'm the primary contact, my first name. This could be like an administrative person, or it could be the president. There's no, we don't have any limits on who you choose to be the primary contact. That's the person who will be getting all the communication from us. And my job title is, I'm going to say owner. If there's other job titles, you can put it here, French or English, either or. And my area of responsibility, I'm going to say administrative services. And there you have a bunch of options to choose from here. And my email. Okay, this is what I was mentioning to you about, Shannon. Subscribe to occasional emails about opportunities or program updates from Indigenous procurement. You have the option of unclicking it. It defaults to yes, but you have the option of unclicking if you don't want to receive any information, any emails from us about opportunities and stuff like that. But once again, we will try our best to narrow it down. So don't get mad at us if you get something that doesn't belong to you, just delete it. Okay, so her phone number is here. And if you have fax, I don't know who has fax anymore. We don't really use that. And the next one that's mandatory is the language of correspondence. Which language do you prefer to receive your correspondence, English or French? We only have 2 languages, unfortunately, but hopefully in the future we'll have a bunch of other languages. And so step 4 of 6. So we're almost done. It's not really not that long. Do you want to add somebody else as a company contact? Let's say I want to add say I'll put my husband. You can put, you know, if it's a partnership, you can put your partner's name or an email here. What's his title? I'm gonna make him, I'll make him the controller. And he has no other title, and he's responsible for finance and accounting. And his email address. Oops. And also he has the opportunity to unsubscribe to emails if he doesn't want to receive it. And his phone number. And if he has extension or fax number and his preferred language, I'll say his preferred language is French. Again, he doesn't really speak French. Okay. And you can add others if you want to. Also, keep in mind there's always the opportunity to save and exit or discard. Discard and exit. If you made mistakes or you don't want to, you change your mind, you don't want to continue with the process, or you can save it and go back in with that reference code another time. I'll continue. So once again, it reminds you that business or joint ventures has at least 51% ownership and control by Indigenous people. You have to acknowledge that, because if not, then your business won't be eligible for the program. So we're going to talk about the ownership. That would be me. And the percentage of ownership, I'm going to put 51. And I'm going to say Indigenous, yes. So here's where it gets interesting, and it's going to ask you for your heritage. So what are you, Inuit, Métis, non-Indian status, or Indian status? These are the only 4 options that is possible. I'm going to put Indian status, and then it's going to ask which community. I'm just going to pick one at random. Champagne sounds nice. And what reserve. So it's not working. Let's choose something else. Okay, so I chose Cadwell, and the reserve is Cadwell First Nations reserve. Now I'm going to add another owner, because I put 51, so that the 49% has to equal to 100. So I'm going to put my husband. And his percentage of ownership will be 49. And is he Indigenous? No. So this company is 51% owned by an Indigenous person. And this is the way we go about reviewing that. You can also add, I mean, if it doesn't add up to 50 to 100%, you can add as many owners as there is, as long as the Indigenous peoples could be more than one Indigenous person. Like I could own 25 and another Indigenous person could own the 24 or 26. Can't do math. But it has to equal to 100. Are we good so far? Good.
Just gonna ask it, sorry, quick question. We kind of chatted about before the webinar is what if the business ownership is an organization, like a community economic development corporation? Do you have to list like the directors and where their status is through?
No, we would normally ask that to see the documents, because we would ask you once you put the main persons, and once we receive your application, we will contact you and say, can we see the incorporated documents or whatever documents that you have, the list of your register. We will ask you afterwards for sure.
Okay. Yeah, because that's where we've stopped with Stalo Community Futures, is that we're run by another organization. Yeah. Right. So we don't have individuals and their status numbers really, right? We're run by a board. So
we will ask to see the incorporation documents or the whatever status your business is. We would ask to see those documents. And if you file your taxes, we'll ask to see how your taxes are filed, and we will go from there.
Okay, cool, thank you.
So, okay, now it's going to ask you what type of business is it? Is it a joint venture, a non-for-profit, a partnership, a sole proprietorship? So in this case, it's a partnership because there's two people, my husband and myself, but it could also be, a lot of our businesses are sole proprietorship, which is the simplest and fastest growing business that we see. If you have a business number, procurement business number, you can put it here. If not, it's okay. You don't need to have one right away. But you will need to have one eventually if you're going to be bidding on contracts with the government. But that's with Procurement Assistance Canada. They can help you to register for ARIBA and get you that number. And here you can upload whatever documents you have. A copy of your status card front and back if you have one, if you're Métis card, or if you're on any kind of list, any kind of documents that you have, you can upload it here. If you don't upload it here, we will just simply send you an email and say, can we see these documents? And you can send it via email. And yeah, just remember to click upload once you're finished uploading. And here you have the option of save and exit, or discard again, or you can continue. We're going to continue. So we're now at step 5 of 6. So this is just an overview of what we just put in. Oh, it says there's one error found. Let's find that error. Oh, here it is. Wow, this is new. That's interesting. Usually you're able to bypass this. I have to take a note of this. And send it to your documents, but it's not letting me go right now. Okay, so I'm just going to choose a file. And definitely have to look into that. Okay. So I've uploaded a file, it has accepted it, and it's allowing me to continue. Now, I'm not sure if you're aware of what GSIN and NAICS codes are. So the GSIN is a Goods and Services Identification Number, and this is a number that's used throughout the government, which identifies what kind of product that your business is trying to sell. So it's universal. In the near future, there's also another one, it's called United Nations Standard Products and Services Code. There is a ton of codes, and this is where it might take you a little bit of time to actually go in and find which code describes your business. And there's also the NAICS code, North American Industry Classification System code. So this code is not, as the name says, it's throughout North America and identifies the different types of businesses and their classification that the government uses. Sometimes it's good to put these codes in there because sometimes a lot of the departments, they search by GSIN and NAICS codes. I'm going to go in here and show you a little bit about what it looks like. So we're going to say add a code. So you can do a search. Consultation, and I'm going to search, and a whole bunch of them will come up. So you have to take the time to really read to see which one pertains to your business. So I'm going to choose this one, health and safety. And it comes up under the code. But you can also browse the different categories, different industries to see, and there's lots of different levels. So you need to take the time to see which one which one pertains to your business. It could be more than one. It could be 3 or 4 different industries. So it keeps going and going to next level, until you find nursing care, hospital care, pharmaceutical, and it'll come up under the GSIN codes the same. So then you save. Once you find the ones that best describe your business, you can add more, as I mentioned, and it's the same for the NAICS code, which is the North American classification code. My laptop seems to be conking out on me. Okay, let's browse. So you can browse. There's 2 pages. Healthcare. Let's try to stick to the theme. And choose next level to break it down even more, more detail of what your business is all about. And I'm gonna community. Okay, so let's use this one. It's even more. And so I have two GSIN codes, and I'm gonna save one one NAICS code. So my business is about health and safety, hospital care, and then community and facilities in more detail, elderly. So this brings us to the end of the basics profiles application. You have the option to submit and register, or you have the option to save and exit or discard and exit. So we'll submit the registration. Once we submit the registration, an email will come to our inbox, and we will review it and get back to you, usually within a couple of days. It doesn't take really long, but it also depends on the structure of your business. Some structures will take longer than others. But if it's a sole partnership or a partnership, those are the simplest ones, and we usually get back to you with the same day or a couple of days after to request information or to tell you that you'll receive an email saying that you're now registered in the Indigenous Business Directory. And there you go. Questions?
Anyone has any questions, you can unmute, throw it in the chat.
Yeah, I have a question. I'm just kind of following along, trying to get through it at the same time. And sorry, I missed one of the steps it asked about add a product service license. Can you kind of talk about that a little bit more on the service side?
Well, it depends on your business. You can that was not mandatory fill, but for sure, if you're going to do the advanced profile, it'll add, that would be mandatory there. So if you have licenses, I don't know, different type of, like, depending on your business, whatever licenses that you have for your business, it's a good idea to put it in there, so that when we do searches, it will be more detailed, and your business will be more likely to be picked up in the search. So for example, let's say you have software licenses. If you're into IT department, there's certain licenses that that you may acquire for your business. This is where you would put them. Does that answer?
Okay, so for some more context, we are in construction. We're like a mechanical contractor, so we do HVAC, plumbing, gas fitting.
Mm-hmm.
So name of service, is that where I would kind of get into detail about that, or is it more indicating that we're a gas contractor through Technical Safety BC, that we have business licenses in different municipalities, or what?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. You would try and put that in your description as much as possible, what you do, and then in that section you put all the licenses that you have for the business.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you ever send out opportunities through those GSIN codes or through the NICS codes?
No. Well, yeah, sometimes Procurement Assistant Canada or PSPC procurement and the procurement branch of the government, they will add GSIN's code to contracts that they're looking for. And they will search our directory for if it's a limited bidding for Indigenous businesses, this is where they would come to look for businesses. So it's a good idea to put it in, take the time to like go into detail and find which ones exactly matches your business, because they do use it sometime, even though it's not mandatory.
Yeah, I like how with the GSIN, and I wasn't sure with the NICS codes that you can add more than one code, because we have so many businesses that do so many things.
Yeah.
But I'm finding like with BC registries, you can only get one code and then you're stuck with that code, right? So it's kind of up, it doesn't really encompass what the whole company can do.
Yeah.
So if somebody like they've created their directory listing, they've gone on, they're on the website, how do they make changes?
So we do have a login page. It's not obvious. And that same registration area where I was, you can log in from there. But the best and the fastest way is to send an email to the REA email address, and we will send you a link, and then you can go in and make the changes, and then we will review the changes and before they are uploaded into the system.
Okay, can we put that email in the chat, or is that on your email? Oh, I have it here. That's okay.
REA, I can.
Yeah, -IBD.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay, perfect. I'll put that in the chat.
Yeah, that email box is monitored on a daily basis. Someone is always watching it. So it's our main means of communication with businesses in this time of nobody in the office all the time. That's the best way. We do have a phone number, but there's not a live person there. So the email address is the best chance.
I think that was all the questions I had. I mean, it's really helpful to see it, to actually go through it, and see what boxes, you have to fill in, and yeah, and like I said, we've had more businesses starting to get added, so that's really exciting.
Yeah, for sure. Our goal is to increase the capacity as much as possible so that we have more Indigenous businesses that we can do business with the government. So the more the merrier. So spread the word. If you have questions, don't hesitate to reach out by email, or you can send me an email personally. I am the coordinator for the IBD. I do go over some of the applications that we receive, especially the complicated ones.
Awesome. Okay, unless anyone has any more questions. Oh, Eddie?
Sorry, yeah, I just wanted to ask, you mentioned there that you can actually sign in once you have an account through that same link.
Yeah.
Would you mind just sharing your screen again and showing me where? I can't seem to find it.
I
and
know, actually, yeah.
I just tried to sign in through my, like where I'd go to sign in for my tax account and whatnot, but I seem to be having issues getting into that right now, so I'm gonna have to make a phone call there.
Oh, that's a very good question. We had a meeting yesterday with our IT department, and they were saying that like we have to redo this whole section right here. But right here is where you would do it, because once you put in your email and your phone number, it will tell you your business already exists. And I think it send us an email, or can you okay, let me try. No, my business does not exist already, so it would be in this area actually. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah, no, that came right up. I didn't think I wasn't sure if that was the outlet to use or not.
It's not obvious at all. Yeah, we're working on that. Sorry.
I guess my only other question will be, how do I get in from there? Because from here, it's showing me my two businesses that I have and that they're active. But if I want to get in and actually look at opportunities for us.
Can you share your screen? Let me see what you're seeing, please, if you don't mind.
Let me just see. How do I do that?
At the bottom, there should be a green arrow.
Share
Says
screen. Here we go. Sure. So once I get in here, can I make this full screen? So it shows me my two, but this is where it takes me once I do that registration part.
oh, interesting. So it doesn't actually let you
There's no
activate.
edit button.
Business
There
opportunities.
is no edit button. Let me see if we got it, if that triggered an email in my email box. Hold on one second. This is very interesting.
Yeah.
How long have these been registered, Eddie? On the IBD?
Roughly a year.
Oh,
I got my
okay.
status card, I want to say last August. I had the emails up here. I can pull them up on my phone. Yeah, they were registered August of last year. Or at least that's when they applied. September 1st. Looks like when they were accepted into it.
It did not send me an email. That's interesting. Okay.
Because you can come down here, and I noticed even like in signing in through my tax account, there's nothing that really allows me to look at this kind, right? Even in all the menu here, there's immigration, citizen, child, business, and industry.
That's very good. I haven't seen it from that side before, Eddie, so thank you for sharing your screen. I will bring that
Yeah, no
back
problem.
to upper management, but I know we're trying to make it simpler for businesses to log in and make changes. So if you want to make changes, the best way to do it right now is just send us an email asking us to update, and then we will send you the link, and that will open up your profile for you.
Okay. Yeah, no, I more so just wanted to get on, and I know initially it's been a while since I messed with this. As I'm kind of learning as I look more into it, uh, it seems like a lot of programs, we've started updating the programs, but not necessarily all of them have followed suit yet. So it's just kind of from what I'm gathering, at least one of those things that just takes some time, and hopefully it'll all come together and work in harmony. But yeah, it's just something we're trying to look and get more into now. And
okay, hold on a minute. It says here, select the registration below to edit or view. Can you just select one of your businesses for me?
just try and click on them.
Yeah. How do you
Yeah,
that is weird.
because it let me do a new registration here.
That's not what we want, but okay.
No.
There should be an edit button under actions, right?
Yeah, I don't have any under actions though.
This is awesome information from user's perspective.
Well, we're all just trying to work together to help make it better for everyone, right?
For sure.
End of the day.
Oh my gosh. Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Definitely
no
bring that
problem.
up.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Because yeah, that would be my only question.
Okay,
Other than that, yeah.
thank you. All right.
Yeah.
Is there any other questions?
Well, thank you for that information, Anne-Marie. That was amazing. I'm glad we could work through some of the glitches too. It definitely answered a lot of questions, even for our organization. So, yeah, that was wonderful. Thanks for making time to do this with us, and hopefully we can share the recording with other businesses.
Not a problem. Thank you so much for inviting us. If there's anything else, you know how to reach out.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Welcome. Have a good day. Bye, everyone.
Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.